Hey, what's up everyone? And welcome to this video where I would be showing you how to do some CRUD operations with your data in MongoDB. As mentioned in the blog, CRUD stands for Create, Read, Update, and Delete. These operations amounts to some basic transactions that most applications need from their database. I'm going to assume that you've gone through some information about how to set up your free account with MongoDB, created your cluster on Atlas, and have reached this stage where you can create a new project. If not, I'd say please go through the links I have provided in my blog to help you get started. As you can see that I have created a project for this blog and called it My Blog App. And inside the project, my cluster is called My Blog. And within my cluster, I can browse collections and see my database called Blog Data, which has these collections, actors, movies that I like. We can go back to the deployment page and of your project and click on Connect to see the various ways we can connect your application to the database. I'll talk about connecting using the GUI tool MongoDB Compass a bit later in this video. For now, let's get on with some operations using Mongosh, which is the MongoDB shell. We're connecting to the CLI using the string. So I'll say that I have the MongoDB shell installed, Mongosh, and we connect using the string. All I have to change is my first database here, change it to block data. Now let's connect to the shell. We put the string here, shows the block data, and it's in my cluster, my blog. It'll ask for the password. Enter the password you've set up for the account. And voila, we are in. It shows that we are in our database, that's block data. Now here in the shell, we can see all the available databases that's running on our server. So for that, we just say show DBs. Shows that we have block data running. Admin and local. Now local is a database that's reserved to store metadata of the replication process and other related data. Admin database stores authorization data of MongoDB users. So as you can see, the block data. Now, if you want to, let's say, create a new database, all you have to do is say use, and then use the name of the database. Let's create a database called Tinseltown. Let's say switch to database Tinseltown. Now, if you say show databases, it doesn't show us the Tinseltown because there's nothing in the database to show. There are no collections, there are no documents. So the first thing what we have to do is create a collection in Tinseltown. So let's create collection db dot. So create collection, if I can spell it right. And let's call it I like. There you go. It says OK1, collection is created again. There is nothing in I like. So let's take a look at now show DBs. Now you can see there's a collection called in Tinseltown, so you can see that as one of the databases. The use command is also used to switch between databases. So when we said use Tinseltown, since the database was not available, it created one. If I want to go back to block data, all I have to do is use block data. And then I'm switched to block data, right? So let's get back to Tinseltown and create some documents in them. So let me just clear screen, that'll help us. All right, so to create a document, the command is to insert. So db dot, mention the collection name. Collection was I like. And then we insert a document. Insert one. Just gonna copy paste something that I've already made. So insert documents right there. We're inserting a title. So now these are the key value pairs I was talking about earlier in the blog. The title, year, and genre, notes, etc. It says acknowledge true. So if you just go back into our database, let's look at the collections. We have Tinseltown right here. And in I like, created one document. Also automatically generates an object ID as mentioned in the blog. Now let's look at creating multiple documents. So the command would be insert many. I'm going to copy paste something that I already have made up. Seven documents have been created with these object IDs. Now, if you could go through these documents, this is one cool thing about MongoDB is that they don't need to have the same fields in every document. For example, some of them, now this has notes, but this document doesn't. And there would be a document that does not have a genre. It's totally okay to do that. Some of them don't even have an ID, as mentioned here, which is okay to do that. And that's one good thing about MongoDB, which we don't have this privilege in an SQL database. Now let's take a look at the documents created in our cluster. Just going to refresh the page here. Let's just switch to our blog data database and do some read operations. So db dot, what are the collections? Let's take a look at the collections, right? So show collections. Got actors, movies, and users. Okay, so db dot actors dot find, and we'll make them look pretty JSON files. You got a pretty good list. ID names, birth name, birth date of some actors. I'm just going to clear the screen. Now let's say we want to find a list of movies that were made in 1990 from our database. So we go db.movies.find, and then we put a criteria right here within curly brackets. Say year 1990. Close the brackets. Here you go. Shows you a couple, I think. Yeah. Shows Home Alone 1990. And then we have Godfather Part 3 1990 with all these details. Just going to clear the screen again. Let's assume we need to find a value of a field that contains a certain string. Okay, for example, let's say db.actors collection. I want to find a name that has a string called sun. So we use a regular expression, so $rejects, and put within quotes sun. Close these brackets. Should be one more. Wow, look at that. We got Dwayne Johnson, Watson, Harrison, Jason, and Atkinson. Not bad. Clear the screen again. Let's say we want to count the number of rows in one of the collections. So db.actors.find.com. Says we got 37 entries in there. Let's move on to some update commands. For that, I'd like to use Tinseltown database. Switch to Tinseltown. I know that we have just one collection, which is I like, and I'd like to see everything in that collection before I make a decision on what I'm going to update. From my collection, okay, there's a movie called Munich, but it doesn't have a genre. So let's add some genre for that. For that, the update command would be I like is the collection, update 1, title Munich. So now that's where you put the filter, like what you want. If you don't put anything here and leave it empty, it will set the genre for the entire collection, all the documents. So here you're mentioning this, so it's filtering out the single document, which has the title Munich. and you're setting the genre in a array as crime, drama, and thriller. So now if you look at find, go back to Munich, you'll see the genre has been updated in one. Now let's say we want to update a specific field in all the documents. So for that, we can use update many. So I have a code here. I'm just going to place that. So from the collection I like, update many, since I'm not putting any filter here, so it's the entire document setting country to USA. True. So now if we do a find all, all the documents has country USA. All right, just going to clear the screen. Let's just say we want to rename some key value pairs in the entire collection. For that, we could say db.ilikethecollection.update many. We don't mention anything here because this applies to the whole collection, all the documents in the collection. Keyword $rename, and we're renaming cast to actors and notes to plot. If you want to find it here, I can also show you in our server. Just going to refresh the screen here. All documents. As you can see, the cast has been changed to actors and notes has been changed to plot in all documents. One of the last operations that I want to talk about is delete. So let's say we want to delete a certain title. First, we have to find if that title exists. So we say db.ilike.find. We look for a title of a movie. It's called Kingdom of Heaven. Close the brackets. Found the Kingdom of Heaven. So I want to delete this. So db.ilike.delete one with the title Kingdom of Heaven. It's acknowledged. Now if we go back and try to find Kingdom of Heaven, don't get anything. So now let's say we want to delete everything in a collection, or we drop the entire collection. Okay, so let's go back and see here. We have block data, we have users. So I don't want this collection anymore. It's just got 2 users in it. So I can go back in my shell, move to block data, and can say db.users.drop. Now if I say show collections, just actors and movies. The next thing I'm going to talk about is MongoDB Compass. Compass is a GUI for Mongo. We can visually explore our data, run queries, interact with our data with full CRUD functionality view. And you can do so much more. I mean, with MongoDB Compass, you can connect to your MongoDB instance. This is where you can go and download MongoDB, and you can connect to your instance on your Atlas Cloud cluster. Once you download, this is where you come to, where you can see your clusters that you're connected to. This is my, the cluster 0 is my Capstone project cluster, and my blog, obviously the one that I'm working in, and you can connect or disconnect them right here. So when you go connection, and you have to put your the string that you get from your Atlas. So you go back, use the button connect, and then connect using MongoDB Compass. After downloading, you say I have MongoDB Compass. You get this string, copy that, make sure you change the password, and that's my string, and I'm going to say connect. Once it's connected, it lists all the databases that you can see on your left-hand side, and also shows the collections within. You can create a new database right there in the cluster. Let's just create a new database, blog 2, and then give it a custom. I'm just going to use capital block 2 there, and give a collection name as what can I say? Directors. I say create database. So we have a block 2 that's created right in the corner there with collection directors. Here you can also import data. You can import JSON files or CSV files directly into it. Well, that's it from me. I hope you guys learned something from this video, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Thank you.